Hey guys, this is my my first video, I guess you could say. I made a first video, but I deleted it because I sounded weird because I was very nervous, but then now I'm alright. So basically, my first video was to basically introduce myself and to start making a primitive arrow. So what I did, I had an arrow shaft about that long, and I took all the bark. It had bark on it, so I took all the bark off, and with my Heiku knife or Hoku, I'm really not sure how to pronounce it yet. Basically I just took it off with my knife to debark it, and then after I debarked it, I was going to cut my nock in with this saw, but it's a crappy saw, and I couldn't find my good saw, so I had to improvise and make a little last minute one. So basically I had to use my knife. And it ain't primitive, but that's what I had to use. So yeah, basically my first video is to introduce myself and to, I guess you could say, get started on, I don't know, well, alright. I'm a beginner at primitive skills, so I'm not really that great at it yet, and I'm basically wanting to make videos, I guess you could say primitive videos on just, making arrow shafts, fiction by fire, stuff like that. Well, it's all to, I guess you could say, a learning lesson, because I'm a beginner and I'm wanting to get help. And so I'm making videos, want people to comment and tell me what I could do differently or what I'm doing wrong. So basically what I started on this video was cut my nock in and I debarked the shaft. Well, now you need to cut a nock in this part for your arrowhead. Now when you cut your nock, you don't want to have it facing the wrong way. So you got your knot right there. You hold it like that. That way you can pull your bowstring back. And when you do, you don't want your arrowhead facing that way. I mean, you could have it facing that way, but I just think it's better this way. That way when you pull it back, like that. Not when you pull it back, it's like that. I mean, you could, but it's not how I I prefer having mine this way. So there you go. So, I dropped my camera. Alright, so basically what you want to do is you're gonna cut your nock in, and I'm doing mine with my knife because I can't find my good saw still. So get it that way. Alright, I'm just gonna get started real quick. That way I know where to cut that. Alright. Well, I guess I would have to put me getting started in primitive skills. I have to give all the credit to Tribe of Benjamin and Got Rocks and Head. They're both very good guys. They made a bunch of great videos, and they, I guess, inspired me. And so that's practically who got me started. And I learned to make most of my arrows from Got Rocks and Head. He made some really cool arrows. The bulbed, knocked arrows like that. I thought they looked pretty neat, so I decided to give it a try. And they're actually coming out pretty nice. I even finished one of them. Got my little point right there that I did not wrap yet with sinew, and that's my shaft that I I guess heat bended, and that's my fletchings. They ain't turkey feathers, they're actually chicken feathers, because I don't have any turkey feathers yet, so I use chicken feathers. So that's my finished arrow with the bulb knock, and I like it because it kind of gives you something to grab onto. So that's that. So gotta give all the credit to them practically. So I guess we'll get started on cutting the knock into the knock that you're gonna fit your arrowhead into. Alright. I'm nervous, so sorry if I talk weird. Usually that's what I do when I'm nervous. If you can see. But yeah, I'm a beginner, so it's all really a learning lesson for me. I'm hoping to get really good one day, like Tribe of Benjamin and them. But it might take a little bit, but one day I'll be good like them, hopefully. I'm already started in flint knapping and making arrows, making my own bows. Got started in that. I even made a pair of pucker toe moccasins. Pretty good. And made a pair. I might do a video one day on how to make them. It's got the flap that could come up if you needed it to. Pretty neat pair. So yes, get started. Hopefully I'll stop talking, continue the video. Alright, so basically you cut your knot, fit your arrowhead. Now you don't want to cut your knock too wide, because if you cut it too wide, the walls right, it's hard. The walls right here, they'll be too thin, and your arrowhead will just break. So what you want to do, you want your knocks to be, you want the walls of the knock to be thick, but you don't want them to be too thick, because you have to fit your arrowhead. But then at the same time, you don't want it too thin, because it'll break off. So you gotta get practically just right. Basically cut a knock big enough just to fit the arrowhead in. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do here. Knock's kind of thin. Alright, so what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to, because it's kind of hard for me to cut a knock in that, so I'm gonna have to cut it off a little bit where it's a little wider, and I'll be able to cut a knock there. Alright, so shouldn't take long. But yeah, I started in flint knapping. Got pretty decent at it. I made a couple points that are okay. Plan on getting a bunch of more rock for Christmas. That way I can get started. Well, not started, but you know, get better and I can practice more. Alright, now I got my new thing. Now I'm continue to cut my knot, but I gotta measure it up again. Alright, I'll just there we go. Alright, now I'm gonna start cutting my knot. Oh, it's split. Alright, so for this arrow, I've decided just now, I'm just gonna make a blunt. I ain't gonna mount a stone point in this. It's just gonna be a wooden point. I've got a better arrow shaft, this one, that I'll be able to cut a wider knock into and be able to fit a stone point. But sometimes it works like that. Sometimes you just don't get the right shaft. Sometimes you just gotta improvise. So I'm gonna make it a blunt, and then I'll show a video on the one cut the knock into the one that can fit an arrowhead, and then I'll do another video on my fletching and mounting the point into your arrow. Got a pretty decent blunt going. Well, I guess you could say blunt or tip or pointed thing, but yeah, pretty decent. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope to make more videos to get a lot better at primitive skills. If you see anything I did wrong, or you have any tips for me of, just some tips, please leave comments in the comment section. Thank you everybody for watching. That's it. Bye.